Hey Axiom, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I'm your host, Justin Raju. For those of you who don't know me, appreciate your patience. As we've learned from the last couple weeks, not everything goes according to plan, but we adjust, we figure out, we try something new, and we keep working at it. So this is tonight. This is our very first live stream. As you probably can tell, we're still getting used to it and figuring it out and understanding how it works. So I'd prefer to be over at Axiom Plus, but for today we're at Facebook, and we're going to be running this thing from here. So what's Wednesday Night Live? Wednesday Night Live is a time for us to be together all at once, where we're in person. What we'll do with the rest of our content is do a lot of different videos and things like that, but we wanted to have a time and a space where we're all together at the same time, where we're all together connected to the same thing. Wednesday Night Live is going to be a pretty simple format. It's going to be just conversation. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk with each other. We're going to go deeper into each other's stories, get to know each other in a way that we can't on a Wednesday night typically, because usually it's just me giving a message. And so this is our time to kind of grow in relationship. I would encourage you, we've got somebody on chat, and so if you got a question or something like that, call it out. We want you to be a part of what this is. And be patient with us as it evolves and we figure it out and we understand where this thing goes. I miss all of you terribly. I would much prefer to see all of your beautiful, wonderful faces sitting in chairs and tolerating me speaking for 45 minutes. But here's where we are, and I'm excited to at least be connected to you in this way. I'm thankful that you guys are here and hanging out with us. So tonight we have special guest Annabelle Steiniger. We're going to sit, learn a little bit about who she is, and ask some questions, have some fun, and kind of see where this goes. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome her up. Normally there'd be applause here, but we're working on it. We're figuring it out. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
How's it going? Anything you want to say to the students while you got a moment?
I love you guys, and I miss you guys terribly as well, and I wish you guys were here, and I don't know. My small group needs to text me, though. That's what they need to do.
So,
Text your leaders. We all miss you.
She's calling out her small group. Small group is the Thunderbirds?
Yes.
Anyone you want to yell at specifically while we're here? We got a moment?
No, I'll let them slide this time.
Let them slide this time.
I'll let them slide this time.
By the way, what they did for Axiom's Got Talent was pretty fantastic. They did that, on the fly.
Yeah,
it was 5 minutes before. They pulled it together, came in under the wire. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of them as a group. Tal definitely helped with that one, though.
Tal's a champ.
I was the mom in the crowd, and I was yelling.
Cheerleading him on.
No, I was.
So let's kind of jump into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your family.
So I have a mom and a dad, and they all attend here, and a sister.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
mom
right?
and a dad.
Mom and a dad and a sister. I have one sister. The kind of odd thing about it is that I'm 11 years older than my sister. She's 8. But she's, don't let her fool you. She definitely has a 17-year-old attitude inside of a little 8-year-old body. She probably got that from me, which is not a great thing. But she is literally the funniest person that you'll ever meet in your life. If you ever see her around here, just ask her and she'll be like, hi. Her name's Lauren. I think the funniest thing one time was when so our house is a tri-level house. So our kitchen is downstairs, and upstairs is where all our bedrooms are. So my sister was upstairs. It was us two alone, and I was downstairs in the kitchen, and I was making her food or doing something. And she literally yells down the stairs. She calls me ate because we're Filipino, and that means big sister, so it's a title. She's like, ate. And she's like, ate, I really, really need you to, make me food right now. And I'm like, why? It was super late. It was 9 o'clock. And I was like, why do you need to make me food? And we ended up fighting for a solid, like 20 minutes because she needed to go to bed and she already ate dinner. And I was like, you need to go to bed. And then by the end of it, you hear her FaceTiming my mom in her room and tattling on me. And my mom was like, no, your sister's right. Like, she has the biggest attitude, but she's really the nicest sister ever. And I love her.
I've seen her before. She's like your little mini-me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, seeing you guys walk together, it's like,
No, that's definitely
2.0.
crazy. Yeah, me, my mom, and my sister, we all look so much alike. We all look like my dad too, but like if you see like especially me and my mom together, like everywhere we go, it's like, oh, so you guys are sisters, right? Like, no, like that's my mom. Sorry.
Well, kudos to your mom. That's
Yeah.
well played. So you said you're Filipino. Tell me a little bit about kind of your just ethnic
So
background.
I'm personally not Filipino. I grew up in a Filipino family. So my dad is Filipino and my sister's Filipino, but me and my mom are not
Gotcha.
because I had a different dad. But
Gotcha. Okay. But you've got that Filipino kind of upbringing.
oh yeah, definitely.
That's really cool.
They have a lot of really good food. That's my favorite thing, honestly. I love all the food.
So tell us a little bit, like you seem close with your mom and with your dad. Tell me a little bit about kind of what your relationship is like with your family and...
We're all very, very close. Sometimes too close. Like we burp in front of each other in the house. Like it's funny. Like me and my dad, we grew up like playing soccer together. That was one of our things. And me and him are like the sports. My dad always jokes around and says that since he only has 2 daughters, he thinks that like I'm the son of the family. And like me and him get very into sports together, and we travel and we do all the sports things with him. And he does all the football, like especially football. Like we're a really big football family. My mom loves football too. Like we're all that brings us together. But me and my mom, we love doing like crafts and things together. And like as a family as a whole, we're very crafty people. Like my dad's an engineer. Like I'm going to school for art, and my sister's little still, but she's very, very good at art. And my mom, like in high school, won all kinds of awards and stuff for art. So like that's kind of like our family thing. We're all very like can think together and be super
Yeah, it's
crafty.
really cool. I know I've seen you with a camera. Do you get that from your mom? Is that an interest of yours?
That's kind of like my own thing. I kind of started in high school. I've been really into photography and things. Like my freshman year of high school, I took the general art class or whatever, and then it kind of led into just being in photography. And then like 2 years later, I was winning all kinds of awards and stuff, and I really fell in love with it. I don't know, it just kind of, and then now I'm going to school with it.
That's cool. Is that your major in terms of what you're pursuing?
Actually, no. In school, I'm doing art therapy.
Art therapy. Tell me a little bit what that is.
So art therapy is like I don't know how to explain it exactly. So
It's art.
It's art.
And it's therapy.
It's art and it's therapy. But I guess the main thing about it is that you get to help people in a different way. So this mainly is for people who have disabilities and that can't really like sit down and speak in a normal therapy session, and also like kids who don't really want to talk or like things like that. So what you do is you sit down and you have a conversation with them. Yes, everything's conversational. It is therapy. But then you have them draw out their answers instead, or paint their answers, or whatever medium they want to use. And that's like their way of being like, they can express, and then you take their drawings and things and you analyze them, and then you're like, oh, this is how I'm going to help you. Or I can use that in the hospitals and help like kids and things, or I can go actually into like, I can go help out like the cops and things like that. Like if they're on a case and they can't figure something out, or a kid won't talk or someone won't talk, I'll come in and I'm like, hey, this is like I'm gonna ask them some questions, and they write it, and then I figure it out, and I figure it out from there.
It's really cool. How did you find your way into that? That seems very specific.
Truthfully, I didn't know about it until after my first year of college. I was going just an art major at first. Then one of the moms at Handprints actually is an art therapist, and she sat down and she talked to me, and like I just fell in love with what she was telling me, and I went and I talked to her for like hours at one point, and like I just really liked it, and I was like, all right, that's what I really want to do.
That's awesome. So kind of like when you first started in graduating from senior year and going into your first year of college, did you kind of know you wanted to go into art, or you just kind of said, this is the general idea of what I want to do, and then...
Well, the main focus of what I really want, I love people, and I love helping people, and I like talking clearly. So I really wanted to help people, but I wanted to do it with the skills that I already had. So art was like a way of like bringing that forward. And so that's why when I found out about it, I was like, this is really what I want to do, because I get to help people and use art to do it. So
that's awesome. What I like about it is, I know a lot of people, they come into their first year, and most people, the only thing you've known is high school, and you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life. And then people feel this pressure of like, okay, I've got to figure this out, and everyone's asking me what I'm going to be doing, and I don't know, like, where does that go? And I know for me, I started out as a business major and did that for a couple of years, and I think I'm going to go into marketing, and then kind of fell into graphic design, and then ended up here. And what's cool is I've been able to use all of those skills in this role, and it's interesting. There's just so much how life kind of evolves. And I kind of like how you came in, you had a general idea, and then it just led you down a path. I think that's really, really cool. Before we get too far, is there any like funny childhood stories, anything that you like that tells us about the Anna that we don't know?
The Anna you don't know.
Like special abilities or talents or like quirks?
Surprisingly, like the weirdest things that I can do. So like all my family, like how people can like, flare their nostrils or like wiggle their ears and stuff. So all my family, like each individual has one of them. Like they can do one or the other. For some reason, I got all of them like in my body. So I can wiggle my ears, I can twitch my nose, I can wiggle my eyebrows. Like I can do, like, it's bad. So.
Well, we got to see it. Wiggle
Which
your
one?
eyebrows.
Wiggle my eyebrows.
You gotta get closer, I think, to the camera.
Got to
I
lean
can
in.
get closer?
Lean in. Get awkward. All right, now twitch your nose.
Okay, I can push it down. Or I can go like this, and I can go.
Oh, that's impressive. I can't do that. That's weird. Very well played.
Can you roll your tongue?
I can roll my tongue.
You can roll your tongue. Can you do the clover?
No, I can't do the clover. That's super random. Nice.
Thanks.
So, funny childhood story. What do you got?
Funny. Oh, when I was little, I did ballet for like a year, right?
I never took you as dainty.
Listen, this is why I stopped. I didn't like it. But I did ballet for like a year. My dad kind of forced me into doing it. I don't know why. But I did it for like a year. But all the time when I was little, I always danced. Like, I still love to dance to this day. I'm not a great dancer, trust me. But, like, I love to dance. So, like, when I'm home alone, I love to dance. And there was this one time when I was little, I was in the bathroom dancing by myself. And I decided to do a jump off the toilet.
Jump off the toilet.
So I was
I'm familiar
jumping
with this move.
So I jumped off the toilet, but instead I hit my head on the counter.
Oh.
And like there's still a scar on my forehead. And my mom comes running in, and I'm still dancing. In my head, I'm still dancing and spinning, and I'm not crying. My mom didn't know because I wasn't crying. Like, she's just right there. But like, I was just dancing still, like, doing my thing. And all of a sudden I walk out like, hey mom, like, what's up? I'm still bleeding. Like,
down your face.
Down my face. My mom didn't want to scare me, so my mom just goes, like, Anna, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just fell. Like, just still dancing. And my mom's like, okay. I ended up having to go get stitches. Like, it was bad.
Sounds like you had a fun childhood. Something to kind of...
I did.
Which is good. How long have you been attending Rock Point?
I think since, like, 4th grade, I've been attending Rock Point. I kind of started with my cousin Heaven Van Ash, Janet's daughter. They invited me to come out when I was younger, and when I came here, like, I never really went to church before. Like, I went, but it wasn't like I was involved or anything. when I came here, I was like, I found all my soccer friends. Like Emily Brown and I were playing soccer already together, and like there was a couple other people that I knew like from school, and I was like, wow, I know all these people. And like at first it was just kind of like the friends thing, like, oh, I'm gonna go see my friends, and then like after a while of being here, it just kind of like turned into like, now it's just like my home. Like I come here every day, and like I love everybody here. They're all my second family, and just like, I don't know, it just kind of turned into like, this is my home.
So you were the first in your family to come to Rock Point.
No, we all came as like
You came as a
group.
That's what you do. You're a family unit. You move.
Well,
all
yeah,
at
like,
once.
well, those are my cousins. So they're like, yeah, like we're gonna invite as a group, and we all came, and we all fell in love with it, and everybody here.
Tell me a little bit, like, you came to church. You've been here since 4th grade. So tell me in terms of getting familiar. You said you've never been to church before. Walk me through as you kind of initially experienced it, started to understand things about who God is, and your kind of journey as a Christian.
Well, when I was little, we went to church, but we were more of like the Creaster people.
The Creaster.
The Creasters, where we only came on Christmas and Easter. But like we would try and come out every once in a while, But then, like, my grandma passed away, which was my mom's mom. And after that, it was kind of like that's when my mom was like, okay, like we need to go to church, and we need to go do this. And like my mom, it was really my mom that was just like, hey, like she started introducing me to this person and like of God and the ideas and things like that. And I really it was the first time I really like started clicking in my head, if that makes sense. So I guess that's when it really started. And then like we still continued, and we started going more and more to like our old church, and then we got invited here, and then over time we just got super more involved, and my growth has changed up and down, but it's definitely gotten bigger since I've been here, and I've learned so much more with the people that are here and everyone that's around me, and all the love that's here and things like that.
Tell me a little bit about maybe a harder moment in your relationship with God, how maybe a difficulty that you experienced, how you walked through that, and how you came through it.
Definitely having all of my, I have quite a couple family members that passed away that I was really close to. And just having, like my grandma, for example, and a couple other people, just having those people really close to me pass away, I was just like, they didn't do anything wrong. Like, why are they gone? Like, they were gone at very young. So, it was definitely like a questionable moment for me, and like, why would this happen and things like that. And I guess it actually helped me talking to Pastor Jeff when I was younger, and definitely helped me talk to my mom again. And my mom kind of explained of how it was their time, and this was like you're gonna see them again. Like I was trying to think like when I was younger, especially like you're gonna see them again. Everything's gonna be okay. It was a rough moment, but I got through it by talking through it. So.
And in terms of in those times, did how you view God change? Did it evolve? Were you angry at him?
I was a little more angry at him, like, because I was confused on why he would kind of like let it happen. Because they were amazing people. I loved them dearly. I just didn't understand why they had to go so soon. But it was their time, and God said so.
What is something about who God is that really captures you?
Probably the way that you can see it, like working. Having everyone relationships, I guess, is a big thing for me. But having everyone here and you walk around and you can just see it. Like you can see that he's here, like on their faces, and how everyone smiles and super nice, and like everyone here has like a big heart for everybody around here, and God put that love into this place, and I guess love is one of the things I really love about him, and how he loves you for everything that you are, and how he loves everybody just for who they are, and things like that.
So this year you joined us as an Axiom leader. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what motivated you to want to become one, and
Well,
how that has kind of played into your growth.
I've always wanted to be an Axiom leader. Like, ever since I started Axiom, I'm like, this is something I really want to do. Like, these people seem fun. Like, I can't wait to be old enough to be them. And so I went through the whole Axiom thing, and then I waited a year, and now I'm here. So I'm, like, super excited to be here. And I love my kids. They're all super nice, and they're all super funny. Like, they're so funny. And, like, it's better than what I expected. And I love the relationships that I built with them, and I can't wait to see where it goes, and like I can't wait to see all the memories that we make, and all the like how we can change them and make them see how they grow, and I'm so excited.
Any good stories? Any good dirt on the students?
Ooh, dirt. That's a great question.
No revealing any don't break any confidence.
I won't.
We want them to come back.
No, I'm just kidding. I think when we went camping, where was that at?
Mission Dome.
Yeah, when we went there, we were in the cabins or whatever, and all of my girls that were in my cabin decided to eat a bunch of junk food, right before bed. And it was me, Alex, and Maxine that were the leaders in that cabin. And Alex and Maxine were like, I'm going to bed, good night. And I'm like, okay. So I hear all the girls like giggling and they're laughing. Then all of a sudden I hear one, Miss Annabella, can you come out here? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we just need water. And they're like really upset that they don't have water. And the only person that had water was me, because I brought like a jug with me, to go. And I brought it from home, and I was like, okay, like here. And I passed around the water, and they were all drinking it. And then they're like, my stomach hurts. And I'm like, why does your stomach hurt? And like, we ate all of the snacks we brought. I was like, you ate all of the snacks you brought?
On the first night?
Yes, the very first night. And I'm like, why did you eat all the snacks you brought? Like, they ate all of their chocolate in, like, one night, and they devoured all of the candy that they brought. And, like, they were, like, literally the whole night, they were just, like, upset. And I hear them keep, like, getting up and going to the bathroom. Like, they were super upset because they ate all this candy. And, like, they just kept complaining. They're like, we just need water. And I'm like, well, this is your fault. You ate all the junk food. And then they finally passed out at, like, 3 in the morning. And then I felt bad for like the cabin below us. I don't remember who was below us, but I remember the next day hearing about it, that my cabin was the loudest because they kept getting up and jumping. And I love you guys though.
So speaking of the students, I have been told that you do a killer impression of me, and
I'm not doing it.
I think the students would love to see and hear that impression.
Okay.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Okay. So I do an impression of you when you're speaking in front of everybody. And I'm so nervous now. Thank you, Justin.
Don't worry, this is just being broadcast to the whole world.
Right, thank you.
But there's only, it's just us.
Okay. So my Justin impression, where should I
Do you need to
start?
look this way?
No, it's okay. You can watch. Okay, ready, Jake? All right, you guys. We're going to come together. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. How are you feeling? Oh, don't worry. I'm really sorry. I know. I'm really, really awkward. But how are you doing? Okay. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, we're fine. So, you're good, right? What's your name again? I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Yes, I totally knew that. I remember. Yes, okay. How is God working in your life?
That was totally worth the wait. That was wonderful. You've been holding that out for like 3 weeks. That was beautiful. How many people have seen that impression?
Not many.
Well, I appreciate that.
A lot more now.
But now a lot more.
Yeah, not everyone knows.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's
I'm
really,
glad
really
you're,
good.
You're not mad at me.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I mean, I will get back at you 30 years
I
from
mean,
now.
you still got to get back at me for the glitter beard.
There's a list.
You still got to get back at me for this
There's a
impression
list.
now. I mean, there's a lot.
No.
I'm just waiting because I'm scared, sort of.
Good. I want you to be scared. That's what I want from you. Well, we're gonna do a bit of a. Got these envelopes in front of us.
Yes.
We're gonna do something with those in a minute. And then students, if there's any like questions that you want to ask either Annabelle or myself, toss it in the chat. They'll write them down and they'll give it to us in a couple of minutes. There's one last thing I actually wanted to ask you about. So we're going to be kicking off a series on Sunday, 7 p.m. Code of Many Colors. It'll be by video. Tune into Axiom Plus. That will actually get there, I promise you. But it's a story. It's the story of Joseph, and one of the things that's going to be a theme in that series is just color and the concept of color and how we view it and how it makes us feel. But for you, you experience color in a very, very different way. And we talked about how you're a photographer. Tell us a bit about your experience and how color works in your life.
So everyone out there, I'm colorblind. I have tritanopia. I probably said that wrong, but it's a very long word. So basically what it means is that I can really only see shades of like reds and pinks and blues. So everything I see, like if I go outside, the grass is pink to me. Or if I do anything, I don't know, like anything's a shade, pink or blue, you know. So like right now, like I see blue pants and a blue chair, hopefully, and you're wearing pink, and like, everything's a little bit different for me. So taking pictures, that definitely is a little bit harder of a thing for me. But I figured out on my iPhone, actually, they have a little like colorblind thing, so where you can like change your screen so it emphasizes the colors that you don't see. So I turn that on and I go to the camera or whatever, and I can point it at things and be like, oh, that's what that is. And so I put it up to like my computer when I'm editing or something, and I can change the colors that way. Or I've definitely had to learn how to, like Roy G. Biv, I've definitely had to learn how to, put those together in order. Do you want to hear a funny story about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so funny story. I used to work at Plato's Closet. It was all because of me. And there was one day our boss came in and was very like, hey, why does our store look a mess? And I had to explain to her, like, hey, like, I can't really, see. And she was like, oh, I would have never thought that. And I'm like, why? Like, and she's like, I've always wanted to know what it would be like to have a colorblind person here. And I always felt bad, 'cause then, like, from that day on, like, Rachel it was me and Rachel that were on a shift. She would have to colorblind, like, color code everything. And I would just, like, organize it, and then she would put it away. And so we wouldn't get yelled at again. But, yeah, so I've gotten yelled at for being colorblind.
That's good. That's cool. I think for me, growing up as a graphic designer, color is just such an important part of what I did. And for me, working with photographers, like that was how I survived. And so it's just intriguing to me in terms of how you see the world and how it's shaped your perspective, and something that you could be seen as a weakness you've turned into a strength. It is in it and how we experience the world and how we see the world and how we understand and see God. Each of us has our own view, and each of us has our own kind of like perspective. Although what is there is we all have seen the same thing, but we view it in a different way. And so that was something I thought was interesting, and it was a little bit out of order, but I wanted to get to it at some point and check that out. So the only question I'm seeing so far is somebody has asked me to tie my shoe. So I will do that right now. I don't know if there's any other questions that are coming. In the meantime, do you want to get to the envelopes?
Yes, let's get
All
to the
right,
envelopes.
so here's what we're going to do with the envelopes. I have a envelope 1 and 2. Annabella also has an envelope 1 and 2. One of these envelopes contains a truth, and one of them contains a lie. And so each of us are going to pick somebody else's envelope. They're going to read it, and then I'm going to have about 60 seconds to ask some questions
Okay.
to figure it out. And then we will, and then they have to say if it's true or a lie.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, so which one?
1.
1. All right. All right. On the way home from work, I once picked up a 90-pound stray Rottweiler in Detroit, walking down 8 Mile in the middle of rush hour traffic. 60 seconds.
Okay.
Truth or lie?
Okay, the truth is,
Do you want to ask questions?
yeah, I'm trying to think of a question. Okay. If it was in the middle of, okay, you were in the middle of 8 Mile.
Middle of 8 Mile.
Why would you do that, though?
Well, he was a stray dog. He's just walking up in the middle of traffic, almost getting hit. He didn't care. He was just walking down the middle lane and going. I didn't want him to... He was just a dog that had gotten loose and nobody was caring for, and I didn't want him to get hit by
Okay,
another
what
car.
seat did you put him in your back seat?
I put him in my back seat. Well, it took some time. Actually, Krista was with me at the time, and we pulled over. He'd went into a neighborhood. We had to get we tried to coax him over. He wouldn't come. I had just gotten my dog, and so I actually had treats in the car. So we got those treats, and we lured him in, and he came in and got in the back seat.
Okay. I think it's a lie because it sounds too like everything lines up perfectly because you just got your dog and he would just happen to be right there, you know. So I think it's a lie.
You going with a lie?
Yeah.
It is true.
Dang it!
It actually happened. I have pictures on my Facebook.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, we took him to a no-kill shelter, and he was, we called him Muggsy,
Okay.
just because it felt like
Just a cute name.
it was just, he just looked like a Muggsy.
Yeah.
They actually renamed him Lafayette, but, he was Muggsy to us. And actually, when he first kind of came, he was really shy, and so it took him a while to get him in the car. But by the time that we were leaving, we were walking out the door, and he tried to come out with us, and he put his head kind of on my leg, kind of nuzzled in, and then trapped me against the wall, and I couldn't leave because he didn't want it. He wanted to go with us, and so we tried to look at trying to adopt him, but our dogs didn't get along with him. But
Okay.
he ended up in a wonderful home, and
That's good. I would have cried.
great.
I would've been the girl
He
that
was a
cried.
beautiful dog, beautiful dog. If we could have adopted him, I definitely would have. So, all right. So you picked 1, right?
Yes.
I will go with numero dos, the deuce.
Okay.
Krista hates it when I say that.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Mine's very short and sweet.
I mean, that's appropriate between the two of us. I'm usually more long-winded.
I hate cake.
You hate cake? No, that can't. Okay. What is it that you don't like about cake?
I really don't like the texture, and the frosting is not the greatest. I think it's too sweet. Everything about it is even on my birthdays and things like that, I won't eat it.
So what do you get on your birthday instead of cake?
Usually I get ice cream, but I won't even eat it because I don't really like sweets anyway.
You don't like sweets?
No,
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
that's fine.
So what is it about cake that you don't... So you said you don't like the texture.
No.
What is it that... is it all cake? It doesn't matter if it's chocolate, vanilla?
Yeah, I really don't.
Just all cake?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, look me straight in the eye. I need to look into your soul.
Okay.
You don't like cake.
I really hate cake.
You hate cake.
I really do not like cake.
I'm going to say it's true.
You're right. It is true.
I win that round.
Yes, you did.
All right, we've got a couple of questions. Let's see. First one is, what's your favorite TV show? I'll send that one over to you.
My favorite TV show right now. I don't even know. I don't really watch TV too much anymore because I have school and stuff. But I really love The Office. Like I'll play that. Like,
What character would you be?
what character would I be? I don't know. I feel like I'd be a Michael. I really do. I don't know either.
I will say, just for all of you out there, I did not care for Jim and Pam. Jim and Karen all the way. She was so much better.
No, she
I'm
was
saying
not.
that.
Get out of here,
She
Justin.
was fantastic. Pam is ugh.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Boo, Pam. Boo.
I
No.
feel like you could be like a good Holly. You like
A
you like
Holly?
your dork. Yeah. You like embrace your inner dork and you're not afraid of it.
I could see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see
That's why
that
her
too.
and Michael.
My favorite TV show is I'm kind of like this weird, like I love this show called Troll Hunters,
Okay.
which is this animated show like in the style of like How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
And then the other show that I love that's my current favorite show is one that's called The Expanse. It's a sci-fi like space show that's like serious. It's the like if Firefly had not been canceled in the first season, like this is the experience we'd have. So it's a really fantastic one. It's on Amazon Prime. That's my favorite TV show right now.
That's cool.
All right, next question. What was Justin's lie? Should I tell them what my lie was?
I mean, you could, or we could
Alright.
play it again.
Well, I mean, we know
Oh, true.
what the other one is. Do you want to read your...
You want me to?
Yeah, let's read both of them. Okay. And then you got to tell me if you would have believed it. Because I worked
Okay.
hard on this.
Did
And
you?
you didn't pick it, and I was kind of disappointed.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm disappointed you didn't pick mine either. Mine was funny.
Many years ago on a flight, the pilot let me take the controls and fly the plane until I accidentally dipped downwards.
I would have not believed you.
You have not believed that one?
No.
That was a good one.
It was a good one, but I would have not believed you. Justin, you seem like that kind of person. I'm gonna step back and let the professionals do it.
I mean,
You would never let like. You would never
what are you
take
trying?
control.
What are you trying to say? That I'm an amateur? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say that.
That I don't know what I'm doing? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
What was yours?
Mine was kind of funny. So a lot of people out there know that I'm actually really terrified of frogs. But I was going to say the reason I'm very terrified of frogs is that when I was little, I ate a frog.
You ate a frog,
Yeah.
but that was a lie.
Yeah, it was a lie.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A couple more questions. Justin, when can we see you in your bloutfit? I will make sure, since everything here, we'll make sure everything's blue. I'll do a blue bloutfit. It'll be coming. Tune in either next week or the week after that. We'll make it work. All right. If you could be a hippo or a dinosaur, which would you be? Oh, I feel like this is an easy one.
Dinosaur.
And why? Yeah, I would say dinosaur too.
Dinosaur.
I mean, hippos are reportedly the most dangerous animal on Earth. They
Yes.
kill the most human
Right
beings.
now. But, like,
Right
back
now.
then.
But to be like a velociraptor, I think would be
I'd be a pterodactyl.
pterodactyl.
I
could
wanna
see that,
fly.
'cause you want to fly.
I want to fly.
I had a friend of mine in middle school. He like Jurassic Park just came out. He did the perfect velociraptor impression. He would be like, he'd go like this.
Can you do it?
And he'd be like, "Rawr," and he would like run around and like try to kill people. Like,
Yeah.
and it was so spot on and perfect that the teachers would actually ask him to do it because
Really?
it was so good. He had the
That's so
sound
funny.
and he like got into character. He was fantastic. He was one of my favorite people,
That's awesome.
which is good. All right, well, this was really, really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of tuning in at home. Annabelle, is there any like final thoughts? Do you got a question you want to ask me before we sign off that I won't answer?
Jim and Pam are the best, man. I'm sorry. I'm really disappointed in
Tim
you.
and Pam. Got one last question. Do I have Coke? Yes, but it's in my office. But yeah, Jim and Pam are the worst.
No, they were not.
Worst. They
No.
were the worst.
No.
They were absolutely
No.
terrible.
I agree with you on many things in life, but that's one thing
Oh,
I'm going to
Karen
be mad at you
she
about.
was. My favorite moment is when she like
No.
he throws a pretend grenade and she like throws the paper clips up. That was like, she was perfect for him.
No.
Karen Felpelli all the way for life. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week, and that's all we got. Have a good week.
Bye, guys. I miss you. No, I'm still very disappointed in you.
Disappointed?
Yeah.
I think